Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a get ready with me video on this eye look that you see here. So if you're interested in learning how I got this look, then please keep watching. Okay, so I've already put on foundation and concealer and done my eyebrows. And to start out the eyes, I'm just going to put down the color Buttery from my ABH Artist Palette. And this is just going to be sort of a shadow base so that all of the other shadows that I'm going to put in my crease will blend out nicely. And next I'm taking a fluffy brush with the color Dusty Rose from the ABH Artist Palette. I'm just blending that into my crease and focusing it on the upper part of the crease for the most part. This is going to be our transition color. And then next I'm taking my 217 brush from MAC with the color Aubergine from the Artist Palette, and I'm just more carefully placing that into the crease, focusing most of the color right into the crease and just blending it out slightly. And I take a lot of time with the blending just to make sure I get a really even sort of gradient between the two colors. And don't worry if you get a little bit of this shadow onto your lid, we're going to clean it up with a lighter shadow a little bit later on. And next I'm taking the color Wit from my Stila palette and just back onto that big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to kind of buff out the edges to make sure everything's really smooth and blended here. And now I'm taking a flat shader brush with a pale pinky color from the Stila palette. I forget the name of the color, but I'll list it for you down below. And I'm just sort of packing that onto my lid and cleaning up the whole lid space. So making sure that line between the crease and the lid is pretty sharp and defined. And then I'm just going to go back with my 217 and just blend out my crease work just one final time just to make sure I'm happy with how it's all blended together. And as you can see, I've sort of dragged the color out towards the tail of my brow just to give a elongated shape to the eye. And now I'm taking a small angled brush with the Aubergine color on it, and I'm packing that really close to my lower lash line, just on the outer half. And then I'm going to take a pencil brush and blend it out. I don't have any shadow on this pencil brush yet, I'm just blending out that color. And then on that same pencil brush, I'm going to pick up the Dusty Rose color from the Artist Palette, and I'm going to blend out my lower lash line, just smoke it out a bit. And I'm taking this color the whole way across my lower lash line, so all the way to the inner corner as well. And just one final blend to make sure the lower lash line and the lid are blending nicely on that outer corner, just because we've blown out the shadows quite a bit. Now I'm taking a concealer brush and just kind of cleaning up that edge, just sharpening up. I didn't use tape or anything, so just wanted to sharpen that up. And then a little trick as well is I'm taking some of my NARS loose setting powder in the color Snow, and I'm just using that to kind of sharpen up the edge of that shadow even more. And now I'm going to go in and do my liner. So I'm using a MAC 266 angled liner brush with a NARS Black Gel liner. And I really take my time with this. Doing a perfect wing takes time and patience. So as you can see, I start mostly on the outer half of my lid and start building out my lid first, and then very slowly kind of start building up the wing. And because we've winged the shadow out, I'm sort of just following where we put the shadow to create my wing. You basically want the wing of your liners kind of sort of connect with the tail of your brow, going in that same angle, but obviously without fully connecting. And then once I'm happy with how the gel liner is gone, I dip that same liner brush into some black shadow and just kind of go over the line with the black shadow. And now I'm just going to curl my lashes and put on some mascara. This is the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara, and I've been loving this lately. Basically haven't been using anything else. So now I'm going to go in and finish the rest of my face, and to bronze up my skin a little bit, I'm using MAC's Give Me Sun bronzer. It's a mineralized bronzer, and I just bought this and I freaking love it. It's so good. And I'm just putting that on a big fluffy brush and just kind of blending it out on my cheeks. I'm not really contouring with this, more just warming up my skin. Also blending that underneath my jawline, down my neck, and also on my temples and kind of on the sides of my forehead and stuff. And then I took my Laguna bronzer from NARS on a blending brush, my MAC 224, and I'm just kind of contouring the sides of my nose a little bit. I don't really do this to like straighten out my nose or anything, but I just do it because you want to make sure that the contours of your nose match the other contours of your face. So now I'm taking a Clinique blush in the color Bashful Plum and just popping that onto my cheeks. And next, this is the Albatross highlighter from NARS, and I'm just putting that onto the tops of my cheekbones with this Real Techniques brush, and just going light-handed with this because this highlighter is really pigmented and I didn't want it to be too crazy, but look at that glow. So pretty, right? I'm also going to put this on the tip of my nose and onto my Cupid's bow as well, just to kind of highlight the other center points of my face. I did pop on some false lashes, but now I'm going to go in and finish the rest of my hair. I've been curling my hair like this lately. I do have a video on how I curl my hair. It's an older video, and it was when my hair is shorter. So it's the same basic technique, but I've started using a much bigger iron, and it just gives like a looser wave after you've kind of shaken it out. But if you want to see a full tutorial on how I curl my hair, I will link that video for you down below. So focusing on the front pieces around my face, you always want to curl those away from your face. So the direction that you hold the curling iron, you want to make sure it's going back. And I just take different size sections to give just a bit more texture. If you do them all the same, they kind of look ringlety. So different size pieces and holding on for about, I don't know, 10 seconds or so for each section. And the ones around my face, I hold for less time. I just want those ones to be a lot looser. And as you can see, I make sure to leave the ends out because I want the ends to stay straight. It helps create that waved look instead of curls. I never really curl my ends because I like a really straight end. And once I get towards the back of my head, I start curling the hair in different directions. So as you can see, that one just went in a forward direction, and alternating the direction is going to give the hair a much more beachy, kind of tousled look. If you do them every single piece in the same direction, it kind of turns into like a more old school looking wave, whereas this is going to stay really piecey, really bedhead, beachy, you know, that whole deal. Just making sure I got all those random little pieces at the back. And then while my hair is cooling, I'm going to put on some lip liner. This is a Smashbox lip liner, and I'm pretty sure the color is just called Natural. And I'm lining my lips, but also filling them in with this. And as always, I kind of overdraw the bottom center and my Cupid's bow just to kind of increase the pouty factor. And then over the top of that, I'm just going to put on a lip gloss, and I'm using this Purr lip gloss from MAC. Just putting that all over. Now it's time to tousle up the waves. So once they've had time to cool, I just run my fingers through them, shake them out, and now I'm going to pop in some texturizing spray. This just adds to the whole like pieciness of it all. This one is from VO5. It's pretty inexpensive, this, and I like the texture that it gives. And after that, I'm just gonna finish it off with some hairspray. This is my absolute favorite hairspray of all times. This stuff smells like freaking amazing. This is the Moroccan oil hairspray. It's really like loose hold, but it's what you want for a look like this, and it also gives some shine to the hairs. And I mean, the smell itself is enough to like make you want to use it forever. It's so good. And that is pretty much it. Ready to go.